channel. Hey, you know what time it is, No Press fam? The beat. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Beatdown, the segment where two worlds collide. I am your host, Classic, this is my co-host, Biggs. Doing it big, baby. And as a friendly reminder, if you guys like our content, you know what you can do? You can share, subscribe, or turn on your notification to get the latest episodes. And without further ado, today we're bringing you guys Spy vs. Spy. And no, I'm not talking about Mad TV Spy vs. Spy. I'm talking about some really serious guys you really don't want to meet. And I'll be representing Mission Impossible's Ethan Hunt. Alright, so let's begin with Ethan, shall we? Ethan Hunt is the leader of the Mission Impossible Task Force. He's not the head of the organization, but he is a leader of a small group of people that really get the job done. Now, Ethan is one of the best at what he does. He has managed to complete a lot of impossible missions that not a lot of people could do, which makes him the perfect spy to go one-on-one with. Now, let's talk about his fighting skills. He has the amount of offense and defense at the same time, and he has incredible footwork while he does his own fighting style. On top of that, he's very acrobatic. I feel like he has a little more parkour, if I'm saying that right, in his skills, considering the fact he managed to escape a big huge pole while tied up on it, and he just kind of shimmied himself over it. So I believe he does have acrobatic skills more of it, and that gives him more of an upper advantage in this fight against someone who is just more about brute force and just using his fist. Okay, so environment adaptation. Let's get real. Ethan Hunt is incredible. He was able to climb the edge of a cliff. He was able to fight or maneuver around a prison break, pretty much inmates and prison guards. He was able to maneuver around that, so he knows how to get in around really intense pressured situations, I would say. A couple other things, he held himself underwater for a long period of time while trying to get some keys and switch them up and everything. Like, he was doing a lot while he was under that water. He managed to hold on to a moving plane while it was taking off. Okay, so on top of that, he was able to fight on a moving speed train. Okay, he was like literally holding on for dear life, and he managed to fight someone on a speed train, holding himself just on his stomach. He couldn't just stand up, he had to literally lay on his stomach. This is how fast the train was going. And if that wasn't impressive enough, the man managed to fight in a sandstorm. Yeah, that's right. He was able to go chase a guy while fighting a guy in a sandstorm, while also I believe he got hit by a car at that moment too, in that sandstorm. So Ethan Hunt, as far as environment adaptation, he really knows how to figure it out in a situation like that. As far as environment adaptation, he's able to figure anything out in any given situation. Alright, so let's talk about his extreme amount of tolerance that he can take. He took a rocket launcher being blown right at him, while that launcher blasted, he hit the impact of it. He managed to force him to a parked car and hit himself, and he still managed to get up and keep moving. So he can deal with tolerance of pain. That's for damn sure. He managed to hang on a very tall glass building, okay? Hanging on to his life while his tech was malfunctioning. And that's a lot. That takes a lot of endurance, a lot of stamina just to be able to do that. Holding your own with one arm while dangling for dear life. It's incredibly intense. Let's not forget, he leaped multiple times on cars here and there while trying to disarm a nuke bomb. Along with that, just to get to that nuke bomb, his last final move was get inside a car, strap himself in, and then drive the car all the way from a tall building, drop it all the way down, and then land onto the ground. And he still managed to survive that. So pain-wise, he's got that in the bag. So how I see this playing out, Ethan, as far as acrobatic skills, he's got that a little more of an upper advantage. He'll be able to kind of maneuver around 007 a lot more, along with his fancy footwork, which would give him the much more upper advantage as far as bobbing and weaving in that essence. As you already know, that's pretty much the way to kind of keep yourself from getting hurt too badly. All right, so how I see this playing out. So Ethan would have to keep the fight going in different environments to kind of keep James on his toes, kind of give him that immense pressure while dealing with the environment, because Ethan's kind of more capable of handling situations as they go. Bond does too, but I don't think as much as Ethan has. Okay, so that being said, also Ethan has the acrobatic skills to back it up. Granted, having fighting skills is impressive, but also the acrobatic gives you that little extra push to be able to kind of maneuver around your opponent, kind of jump, leap, do a lot of crazy moves that kind of give your opponent a little bit of a slight disadvantage if you're just using brute strength and just basic skills to kind of take out your man. And finally, if Ethan really wants to take it home, all he needs to do is take out that gum bomb he had that he used in the first movie, drop it to the ground out of nowhere, create that diversion where 007 James Bond is distracted, and in that moment reach in for whatever gun he can, grab opportunity by the hand, and boom, KO Ethan Hunt for the win. All right, not bad. And I'll be representing 007 James Bond. Alright, I will be representing Daniel Craig's James Bond, so we're clear, not the other James Bonds, because there's just way too many James Bonds, way too many gadgets, way too many skills that we've had to go through. So we're just going to stick to the one James Bond currently, which is Daniel Craig. So, if you don't already know, 007 is a secret agent that works for British intelligence. He's a crafty spy. This particular adaptation of 007 is a little more grittier, a little more of a killer, more of a kind of eliminate the target kind of thing. He's not more of any kind of other way. He's more of a get the job done type of guy. So I'll give it to 007 in that essence. He's a pretty wild man to be going against, especially going one-on-one against. 007 stamina is impressive. He was managing to chase somebody with parkour skills around a construction site. And we're talking about he got from the bottom of the ground all the way up to this high, tall building. And he even jumped off a building to land onto another building and still managed to continue chasing this guy. And kept on chasing this guy to the point where he even had to take on a small army of military men in the process of chasing his man, but he got his man at the end nonetheless, which proves that 007 is hungry, and he's hungry enough to take on anything with impressive stamina to back him up. He handles high pressured level situations pretty well. Whether there's a small military army pointing guns at him and he has to think on his feet. Let's even talk about Skyfall, where he had to deal with the train situation about multiple times. One, when the door was jammed and he had to get in at the moment's notice before the train hit him. The time he had to jump on a moving train. The time he almost got hit by a train like a bug on a windshield. Like, James Bond shows that he can manage to do a lot in a very high speed situation, including when it comes to dealing with anything, even if it's a small army of people or just one-on-one with one guy, or even dealing with a moving object. James Bond is able to dodge the bullet in that essence. Let's talk about his skills. He managed to pilot a big plane to take down a small plane. He rode a motorcycle on the top of roof buildings. Okay, so he shows that he is able to do pretty much almost anything in a moment's notice. He choked out a man in cold, icy waters. Okay, that's not easy to do. He even took out a guy with one high knee kick. Bam! Knocked him out completely, killed him. That was just one knee kick to the head. It was over. Okay, so 007, let's just face facts. The man gets the job done. He managed to take on someone twice his size. Okay, he held his own. Okay, that's not easy to do. Someone with a real big dude, big guy who looks like he goes to the gym consistently, that type of guy. He took him on, held his own against in that essence. He takes pretty much torturing pretty well, considering the fact that he actually took a lot of blows in his his nuts just to kind of torture him, and he kept taking those hits. That's a big torture, man. I've never seen Ethan take that type of punishment before. So As far as tolerant pain, he really takes it to that next level. Let's not forget he managed to almost hold his own when he was poisoned. Okay, that's not a small feat to do. That's really something impressive to actually take into acknowledgement. And yeah, granted the tech malfunctioned, but if it wasn't for the tech to malfunction, he would have cured himself. Let's just be clear on that. Alright, so the two gadgets that Bond has pretty much throughout the movie that are gonna help him, because clearly a GPS or, you know, an earpiece isn't gonna do anything, and these two pretty much don't have that many gadgets. But the gadgets that Bond does have, the two are pretty special. Now the first one is Bond's car. The Bond car has cannon blaster guns on the tip of the on the headlight. So if he needs it in a moment, he's got that. And he's also got a gun that only recognizes his fingerprints. So no one else can use the gun. If they get the gun from him, it's unable to be used unless Bond has it. So those two gadgets alone are going to be a special favor in this one. Okay, so here's my argument on this one. Bond has been known to get the job done. Ethan Hunt isn't really known for that. He's kind of more like, I want to do whatever I can possible before I have to get to the last resort, but it doesn't hold James Bond back at all. He actually takes his target out, or takes anyone out that gets in his way if he needs to. So he knows how to get the job done when he needs to get the job done. And the fact that he can take someone out with one knee blow is already in itself a dangerous man to go against. So how this plays out, clearly both are really impressive fighters, but given Bond's gadgets, it's gonna give him the favor. The cannon guns he could use from the car to distract Ethan, create that diversion he needs, just like Ethan would use the gun bomb. He could also Bonds can use the cannon blasters or cannon guns from his car in order to keep Ethan on his toes. Plus, it'd be like a 2-on-1 situation in that essence. Even if Ethan managed to find cover and protect himself, let's say in a hypothetical sense, you know, Bond goes after him and Ethan gets the gun from Bond. Let's say Bond disarms Ethan from his weapon, but Ethan takes Bond's weapon. At that moment, he's not going to realize that the gun is fingerprint analysis. He's going to try to take a shot, or fingerprint acknowledgement. He's going to try to take a shot at him, and then just at the moment he barely figures out that the gun is not able to be used with anyone but his fingerprint, Bond will take the advantage to seize that opportunity, go for the arm, break a leg or something. That in itself he'll disarm and retrieve the gun from Ethan. Boom. Game over. James Bond for the win. Alright guys, as always, it's not up to me. It's not up to my partner Biggs. It's up to you guys. So, if you guys liked my argument, you know what you can do? You can hashtag Ethan Hunt. It's Bond. James Bond. Yeah. And if you guys like my argument, you know what you can do? You can hashtag James Bond. And as always, No Press Fam, we really appreciate you guys. Catch you guys later. Peace.